Hello, everybody. Welcome. Get started in just a moment. Let me get this turned on here. Fantastic. It's good to see everybody here. My name is Tina, and today we are going to do our Friday flow and restore. And so we'll be here for a full 90 minutes, and we will start off, work with our breath and get connected here, and then we'll go ahead and get into our flow. And then for the last 45 minutes, we'll reset our parasympathetic nervous system by getting into a few nice restorative poses. I'll give another minute here. I know you like to be on the camera. Come on. This is Finn. He's usually the head cat yogi in charge. I'm assuming everybody can hear me okay. I guess if you couldn't, you wouldn't know that I'm saying anything. So let me know if give me a heart or something in the chat if you can hear me. Oh, good. There we go. Thank you, Kim. I think that's Kim. My readers are over here, but I don't want to put them on again. All right. Pardon me, just a moment. So, just a quick little story. Before I was teaching a class the other night here in town, and before that, I had been working for a long time. I just started being a travel agent, and I was working on this trip for somebody, and it had multiple stops and things, and I was so stressed out, and I kept trying to force it through, and finally, I called the support line that we have, and they were like, "Oh yeah, okay. Well, this is weird, and you're probably going to need some help with this." And I mean, it still took a little while, but I was like, "Why didn't I ask for help?" And so that really got me thinking about the idea of being supported, and sometimes we have to remember that we are supported, and sometimes we have to ask for a little bit of help. So I am glad to support you in your practice today, however you have arrived. I know I have arrived a little frazzled this morning. My hair is still really wet and it's just all over the place. But I welcome you however you are, and I hope you welcome me the same. And I really appreciate all of your support for being here. And we will go ahead and get started. So I would like to start today in a child's pose. So make your way down into a child's pose. Morning from Colorado, beautiful. Bring your knees out to the sides, possibly, and your toes together. And with that idea of support, if you'd like to have a blanket in between your seat and your lower legs, feel free to place that there. You can have a block or your fists to support your head as you come down, or your cat. Wherever you are, allow yourself to arrive, starting to arrive on your mat, and bring your focus to how your body is feeling this morning or this afternoon, wherever you are. Take a moment to notice the quality of your breath as it comes in and out of your nose. Does it naturally go deep, or is it shallow? Notice the temperature. Allow yourself to start to guide that breath as you inhale through your nose. Let your belly fill up with air and feel it getting full against your thighs. And then as you exhale out of your nose, feel your belly coming in and the air leaving your body. Continue that breath, finding your pattern for your practice today. As you continue to bring your awareness to your body, being present right here on your mat, notice all those parts of your body that are touching your mat. And feel yourself grounded there. And bring special awareness to how the ground and anything else below you is supporting you. Knowing that for the next 90 minutes, there's nothing else that you need to worry about except for what is happening on this mat. Mentally leave your cares and worries. Sweep them off your mat, leaving them off to the side to pick up as you're rolling up your mat later. As you continue throughout this practice today, I allow the intention of being aware of the support you have in every pose, along with the support that you can create and the strength that builds up from that support. As you're ready here, gently lift your shoulders up and reach your arms over to the right side, giving yourself a nice little side stretch. Let's inhale, raise your shoulders, make your way over to the other side. Make your way back to center. Take a breath. And then as you're ready, make your way up to your tabletop with your hands underneath your shoulders. Knees come back underneath your hips. Starting off with a few cat-cows here. As you inhale, allow your belly to drip down toward your ground. Roll your shoulders back, chest reaches forward. Exhale, round your spine, press into the earth. Allow your head to look back towards your feet. Continuing that breath and movement, starting to wake up your body. Feeling your ground, feeling your body supported by the earth or the mat. From here, reach your right toes to the back of your mat, curl them under, and give yourself a little calf stretch by shifting your shoulders back. Maybe curling your toes under and lengthening your calf. You can shift forward and back if that feels good for you today. And then squaring yourself back on your mat. Bring your left fingertips forward, your opposite hand. And if you'd like your block for support here, feel free to grab that, really reaching out. And then from here, decide if you want to raise up, maybe reaching that back leg up, your front arm, thumb pointed up, trying to create a straight line from the crown of your head to your back heel. Really flexing that back foot, building your strength. You're building this pose from your support on the ground, your power in your core. Continue to breathe here. On your next exhale, come back to your tabletop. Opposite leg back, it's my left leg, so shift forward and back if you'd like, or keep a nice static stretch. Square your hips above your knees, reaching your right fingertips forward, squaring your hips, really reaching out. And then you could stay here or reach that back leg up, right arm next to your right ear. Continuing to breathe. Feeling the strength of your core as you reach out in opposite directions with your hand and the bottom of your foot. And on your next exhale, make your way back into your tabletop. Make your way back onto your seat and crossing your legs, come into a seated pose. I'll face you for this part. And let's inhale, raise our fingertips up toward the sky. And on your exhale, release your right hand down toward your right hip. And lean over, keeping both sit bones on the ground. Inhale, reach up, both arms. Exhale, left hand down, reaching your right arm over to the side. 2 more times on each side. Maybe allowing yourself to bring that right hand or your lower hand up further down. Rolling that top shoulder back. Keeping your chest nice and open, shoulders away from your ears. Reaching over. 1 more on each side. On your next inhale, reaching all the way up, coming into your twist as you exhale, turn to your right. Lowering your right hand behind, left arm across. Keeping your chin parallel to the ground. And as you exhale, building your twist from your hips. And on your next inhale, sweep your arms up as you turn forward. And exhale over to the other side. Inhale, sweep your arms back up. Bring your fingertips together. And then as you exhale, lower your hands heart center. Allow your thumbs to rest at your heart space here. Noticing your heartbeat. That support that's within you throughout your day. Without any intervention from you. As you're ready, bring your hands down towards your knees. I'm going to do a few circles here, so shift your shoulders over towards your right side and then forward, left. Then curling your spine as you come back, really noticing that shifting or popping of your hips As you move around, you're still supported by the ground. And as you come up, the next time, switch the crossing of your legs and make circles in the other direction. Starting to wake up our bodies, getting ready for our flow. Coming back to stillness. Waking up the shoulders a little bit. Take your fingertips to the shoulders. Bring your elbows together in front of you and then raise them up. Make nice big circles. Feeling your shoulder blades coming together as you come to the back. 2 more here. And then we'll reverse the circles. Bring your shoulders forward and down. Feeling the difference that makes. Beautiful. And then from here, you can take your right ear toward your right shoulder. And you can bring your right arm up, gently let it land on the top of your head. You can reach your left fingertips out or bring your hip up and sit on there for a little bit more traction. Sit on your fingertips. And then release that hand, bring your head back, and then ear over to the left. Left hand comes up. Find the placement that feels best for you for that right hand. One way I try to support you in your practice is to let you feel what your own body is feeling. Head comes up. And noticing where you are. All the instructions I give here are just a suggestion. Find your own flow, find what works for you. Let's make our way back onto our tabletop. We'll find our first downward facing dog of the day. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, fingertips spread wide. Your elbow creases are pointing toward the front, knees underneath your hips. Curl your toes, lower your head in between your arms, and then raise your seat up high, keeping your knees nice and bent. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Take a breath here, and then walk your dog, bending one knee, laying the opposite heel, and then going to the other side, going back and forth, whatever pace feels good for you. And then as you're ready, come to stillness. You can straighten your knees a little bit more, or feel free to have that bend in there if that helps your hips raise up to the sky. And lower your heels down toward the earth wherever they land or hover is fine. Find the support that you have from the ground. And the support you're creating with your hips up toward the sky. On your next inhale, look to the front of your mat, and as you exhale, step your feet to your hands into a forward fold. So leaving your hands where they are, feet come forward, and find your forward fold. Finding your support, maybe you'd like your cat or your blocks out in front of you. You can bend your knees a little bit. And allow yourself to have your head in between your arms. On your next inhale, you're going to raise up halfway so your shoulders are even with your hips. You can support yourself with your hands on your shins or your thighs, gazing down, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hinging from your hips, come all the way to standing. Reach your fingertips up high. And exhale, lower your hands, heart center. Take a breath here. Preparing yourself for our flow. Go into some sun salutations. Find your mountain pose, rolling your shoulders back, chin parallel to the ground. All four corners of your feet are planted. Shoulders above your hip bones, knees below your hip bones, ankles below your knees. And as your next inhale comes, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinging from your hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands and take your feet to the back of the mat for your plank. Inhale to shift your shoulders over your wrists, and then exhale, your knees can be up or down. Bend your elbows back towards your feet, lowering down into your chaturanga. Lower your hips down, roll your shoulders back, press into the ground and find your cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, curl your toes, maybe come to your knees and raise your seat back up for downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, and exhale as you step or hop your feet to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your fingertips up high. Exhale, hands, heart, center. And again, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step or hop your feet to the back of the mat for your plank. Inhale to shift your shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, lower your hips down, roll your shoulders back, press into the earth, find your back bend. Exhale, curl your toes, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, and exhale as you step or hop your feet to your hands, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, reaching your arms up toward the sky. Exhale, hands, heart, center. One more flow here. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, feet to the back of the mat, plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop your chest forward, shoulders back, find your back bend. Exhale, curl your toes, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Find the stillness in this pose, the relaxation. You can also come down to tabletop or child's pose. 3 more breaths and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Bringing your awareness to the ground that's supporting you, your heart and lungs that are supporting your practice, your mind. Coming back into your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, look to the front of your mat, and on your next exhale, step or hop your feet to your hands for a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms all the way to the sky as you come up to standing. Exhale, bring your palms together and lower them half, heart center. Take a breath here. Bringing your awareness to the support that comes from resting in between moments of movement and activity. Find your mountain, the front of your mat. See that your feet are parallel to the sides of your mat, toes and knees pointed forward. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. On your exhale, bend your knees. Your seat goes back to find your chair. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, come to standing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to forward fold. Plant your hands, bring your feet to the back of your mat. You can do your vinyasa flow here, or you can skip it and go straight to downward dog. If you're flowing, shifting forward, lowering down, finding your back bend, and then meeting us in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg up toward the sky. And as you exhale, bend your knee, point the knee up toward the sky. Maybe shifting to look underneath your right armpit. And then as your next inhale comes, straighten your hips, square your hips and straighten your leg. And then as you exhale, you're going to come into a runner's lunge at the front of your mat. So I have a cat underneath me. So go ahead and shift your body forward, keeping a round spine so you don't touch your cat. And then bring your foot to the front of your mat. So your knee above your ankle here. Yeah, this is when I change my flow because there's a cat underneath my knee. So raise your shoulders up over your hips. Coming into a crescent, back leg straight and strong. Reach your arms up toward the sky here. On your exhale, rotate the back heel, find your warrior two. Lower your arms, look over your right fingertips. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward, flip the front palm, sweep your arm back, coming into reverse warrior. Inhale, reaching your shoulders above your hips, open up to warrior two. On your next inhale, you're going to rotate that back heel back up and find your crescent, reaching your arms up toward the sky. Exhale, shift your shoulders forward, reach your arms back behind you. And then from here, plant your left hand on the ground and reach your right arm up, coming into your twist. Take a breath here. On your exhale, release your hand down so your hands are on either side of that right foot. And then bring that back foot to meet the front, come into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your fingertips up high. Exhale, hands, heart, center. Other side, inhale, reaching up. Exhale to chair. Take a breath here. Maybe on your next exhale, you lower down just a little bit more. Inhale to standing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, feet go to the back of the mat, plank. You can go through your vinyasa flow here if you'd like, or meet us in downward dog. If you're flowing, shift forward, lower down chaturanga, find your back bend or up dog, and then exhale, curl your toes, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, raise your left leg up toward the sky, and as you exhale, bend your knee, point that knee up toward the sky to open your hip. Inhale, straighten your legs, square your hips. Exhale, shift your shoulders forward, bringing that knee underneath your body, rounding your spine, and plant the foot up front, find your runner's lunge. On your next inhale, raise your shoulders over your hips for crescent. Back leg is straight and strong. Exhale to warrior two, rotating that back heel, opening your hips to the side. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward, flip the front palm, reach back, reverse warrior. Inhale, shoulders above your hips to warrior two. Exhale, release your shoulders down. On your next inhale, rotate your back heel up and your hands come to the front for crescent. Exhale, shift your shoulders forward as your arms go back. And then inhale, plant your right hand, reach your left arm up toward the sky for your twist. Take a breath. On your next exhale, plant your hands back down, finding your runner's lunge. And then as you're ready, bring that back foot to the front, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach your fingertips up high. Exhale, hands, heart, center. Find your support in this moment of rest here. Coming back in contact with your breath. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, seat goes back, find your chair. Bring your hands, heart, center this time. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, twist to your right. Maybe bringing that elbow on the outside of your knee. You can make a fist or keep your prayer hands. Take a breath. Look up toward the sky. Inhale, bring your hands, heart, center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, hands, heart, center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Feet go to the back of the mat. Find your plank. You can flow here or skip it. Go straight to downward dog. If you're flowing, shift forward. Lower down, chaturanga. Roll your shoulders back and bring your chest forward for your back bend. And then curl your toes, raise your seat. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, raise your right leg up toward the sky. Exhale, open your hip. Inhale, straighten your leg, square your hips. Exhale, shift forward into your runner's lunge. Inhale, raise your shoulders over your hips, crescent. Exhale, rotate the back foot, lower your arms, warrior two. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward, flip the front palm, reach back, reverse warrior. Inhale, shoulders over your hips, warrior two. Inhale this time, shift your shoulders forward, lower your right arm onto your right thigh, left arm next to your left ear, side angle. Take a breath. From here, take your left hand onto your hip, and then we're going to find our triangle from here, so you might want your block for support. Starting to straighten that front leg, rolling your left shoulder and hip back, maybe reaching your arm up, and take a few breaths. And then as you're ready, you can keep your legs straightened. Really think about using the power and support of your core to bring your shoulders up over your hips. And then lean back into reverse triangle. Inhale, shoulders over your hips, bend that front knee for warrior two. And then rotate that back heel, fingertips come up, find your crescent. Exhale, release your hands back down, bring that back foot to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Go straight into our exhale, chair, hands, heart, center. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, hands forward. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, hands, heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Feet go to the back of the mat. You can come into your last vinyasa flow here or skip it and go straight to down dog. If you're flowing, shift back, lower down. Find your back bend and then meet us in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, raise your left leg up toward the sky. Exhale as you bend your knee and open your hip. Inhale, square your hips, straighten your leg. And exhale, shift forward into your runner's lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up, coming into your crescent. Exhale, rotate the back heel down, opening up into warrior two. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward, flip the front palm, reach back, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, shifting forward, lower that left arm onto your left thigh, right arm next to your left ear to side angle. Take a breath here. You can bring your right hand to your right hip, look down, find your support if you'd like it. And then start to straighten that front leg to find your triangle. Starting to open your chest and hips to the long side of your mat, reaching your right arm up if it feels good. And take a breath. On your next inhale, bring your shoulders back up over your hips, keeping these triangle legs. And then reach that right arm down your back leg, left arm comes up, reverse triangle. And shoulders come over your hips, coming into warrior two. And on your next inhale, rotate your back heel, bring your arms up, crescent. Exhale, release your hands down. Bring that back foot to meet the front, forward fold. Give yourself a nice bend of your knees here and release. On your next inhale, halfway lift, staying here for a few breaths. Keeping your gaze down, shoulders away from your ears, seat goes back, crown of your head goes forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Bring your palms together and exhale, lower your hands, heart center. Take a breath. As you're ready, reach your feet out to the corners of your mat. I'm going to turn forward. We're going to come into our yogi squat again, allowing yourself to use your supports if you need. You'll be bending your knees the direction of your toes and lowering down, finding how this works for you. Maybe you have that block out in front of you, or maybe it's below your seat. Roll your shoulders back. Try to get your chest to stay nice and open. Start to release your breath out of your mouth if you've been breathing in and out of your nose. Release some of the heat that's built up. From here, bring your hands out in front of you. Lift your seat up, point your toes forward. You can reach for opposite elbows and shift back and forth, or even bring your hands together and sway back and forth like an elephant. Let your head release. And then from here, you can bring your feet back underneath your hips. Make your way down onto your mat into a tabletop pose again. On your next inhale, raise your right arm up toward the sky. We're going to thread the needle here, bringing that right arm underneath our left armpit, lowering our right temple to the ground, our left fingertips reach forward. And take a few breaths here. Bring your left hand in toward your face. Press yourself up, open up to the right again. And then release your hand back down. On your next inhale, reach your left arm up. And exhale, thread the needle on the other side. Hello. Reach your right fingertips forward. Excuse me. Hold your face. Press yourself up and open up to the left. And bring your hands back down. From here, bring your right knee towards your right wrist. We're coming into pigeon. And then bring your left leg back as you bring your right foot over toward your left wrist. Wherever that lands for you is fine. Lowering your hips down. Finding your support if you need a blanket or a block underneath your right hip. Feel free to grab for that. If you need something in front of you. As you're ready, bring your chest forward and down and take a few breaths here in your pigeon. As you're ready, pressing into the ground, curling your back toes, bringing that knee forward so you can come back into your tabletop and then reestablish yourself for pigeon on the other side. Left knee to left wrist, right leg back, left ankle goes over toward your right hand. It doesn't need to be parallel. Wherever it works for you, find that space. Find your support under your hips if you need it, and then lower your chest down. Take a few breaths. In a few minutes, we're going to be starting with our restorative poses, which will be held for anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes for the last 45 minutes of our class. So be pretty quiet in the middle of those. If you're staying for that, I'll say hello again to you back at the end. If you are just staying for the flow, thank you for your support. I appreciate any donations. This is a volunteer thing. We work for tips here on Insight Timer. As you're ready here, start to press yourself up. I like to come over toward that left hip. Bring my hands behind and sway my knees from side to side in kind of a wide-legged windshield wiper pose. And then make your way into a straddle here. And squaring toward the middle to start with. As you exhale, fold forward, hinging from your hips, only going as far as feels good for you today. Press your shoulders up, turn your chest towards your left leg, and then reach your right leg down the inside of your right leg, right arm in the inside of your right leg, and then come over to a side bend, reaching your left arm up and over toward the left side, right side. And then start to turn toward that right leg and give yourself a stretch over the right leg, trying to keep both sit bones on the ground here. Press yourself back up. Reach your left arm down the left leg, reach your right arm up and reach over for a side bend to your left foot. And on your next exhale, turn toward that left leg. Your hands can be on either side of your leg if you'd like. Sit bones staying on the ground and fold. Start to press yourself up, chest comes forward. Make your way onto your back. Make sure your props are somewhere around you, possibly 2 blocks, bolster if you have it, or something similar, and a blanket. For this first pose, we're just going to finish up our flow by coming into a standard bridge. So plant your feet on the ground, knees pointed up, hands to your sides. And as you exhale, raise your hips up toward the sky. Maybe you tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Maybe you bind your hands together, tucking that lower pinky down so you can create the support with your pinky finger side of your hands. Keeping your gaze up toward the sky. Breathe. Release your hands if you have them bound. Lower your hips down toward the earth. Sway your knees from side to side. And then bring your feet together, your knees together. Give yourself a nice hug. Reach your arms out into a T. And as you exhale, release your knees over towards your right. Maybe picking up your head and looking toward your left fingertips for more of a twist. On your next inhale, bring your knees above your chest, gaze up. Exhale, twist to the other side. From here, Bring your gaze up toward the sky and then roll over to your knees. Press yourself up. And we'll get started with our first restorative pose. Excuse me. So we're going to create our support here by taking our blocks and making a little ramp. I like to have 2 blocks, a higher one and a lower one, and then place the bolster on top. And then supporting my head with a long triangle blanket at the top. And for this, we'll simply be reaching our legs out. So you may want to have something underneath your knees. And if you have more bolsters as you lie back, or blankets, you can place them to your sides. Another way is to take your blanket, cover yourself, which I do recommend, and you can rest in this Queen's recliner pose, and I'll watch the time. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Gently start to bend your knees, bringing your feet to the ground. And roll over to one side off of your props. Press yourself up, and we'll set up for the next pose, which is an inversion. If you happen to be by a wall and you want to place your legs up the wall and know that pose, feel free to do that. Otherwise, I kind of like this Stonehenge version where you place your blocks on the highest level and then take the bolster up above them. And then you'll get close and place your knees across the top. And it's chilly in here. I'll probably be covering myself up in a moment, but lie back, support your head. If you have an eye covering, this is a nice time to do that, and I'll watch the time. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Gently bring your knees in towards your chest. And roll over to one side. We'll set up for the next pose. Sit yourself up. For this pose, you'll be lying on your left side. And this is our final pose. You can use this as your Shavasana, or if you'd rather lie back with something underneath your knees or whatever you prefer. But this is a nice option to remind us of the time when we were supported in the womb. So as you lie on your left side, you'll be taking a bolster, if you have one, and propping it up close to your mat so that when you lie down on your left side, you will have a support underneath your head that allows you to keep your spine in line. So if you see, you bring your head up a little bit higher, so maybe if you have a pillow instead, and then you'll have this, your knees bent out to the side, and you can have a blanket in between your knees or pillows. And then you'll be reaching your left arm underneath this little ramp I'll make, and then you'll be taking your right arm on top of the bolster. And set yourself up on your left side or lie back into your traditional Shavasana. Close your eyes or cover your eyes, and I'll watch the time. bring your awareness back to your breath. Maybe press your thumb into each fingertip, noticing the increased awareness of a quiet mind. Gently rotate your wrists and your ankles, bringing movement back into your body, and bringing your mind back into this space with us together. If you're on your left side, stay there for a moment. And if you're not, roll over to your left side and curl up into a fetal pose. To thank yourself for making it to the mat today, for allowing yourself to be supported, and to find all the ways that you can support yourself and others. And to remember that time at rest is never wasted. As you're ready, press yourself up to a seated position. We'll close out our practice together. As we inhale, reaching our arms up toward the sky. Exhale, lowering our hands, heart center, bowing toward our fingertips, symbolizing the connection between our minds and our bodies, our spirits. It was truly an honor and a privilege to guide you through this yoga practice today. I hope you are leaving feeling rested and restored. And I hope you have a peaceful and powerful weekend. Until we meet again, namaste. I hope everybody feels great. I lost my glasses. There they are. Okay. Thank you so much for everybody being here. I'll just go over there. It'll be easier to figure out the phone. All right. Olivia, thank you so much. Hi, Ramesh. I appreciate to have, maybe? That's okay. You're still yogi tired. I love restorative poses. I love. They're so good for your body and your mind, and I want to say like the earth, because when we get to that place where we can feel restored and calm, it helps you support others. I really think that. So I really appreciate all of you for being here, and thank you so much for those of you who've donated. That means so much as well. Olivia, thank you so much. I am. Let myself go a little bit in that one too. So hopefully, I have a plan to be here again next Friday, and after that, I'll be on a vacation. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it in that week, but definitely I will see you all again. And we're running a little bit over, so I will be respectful of your time. And thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Tina, and feel free to listen to any of my recordings. I'm hoping to get more recorded soon. I keep saying that. But yeah, leave a comment and a review. That would be appreciated as well, on the recordings or here or whatever. And Carrie and everybody else who was here. We had 76 people here today. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your Friday, and I will see you again soon.